Hello, today we're going to show how to do list of values recording. I'm going to open eBusiness Suite. Let's do just a login. When you log into eBusiness Suite, there pops up a list of organizations for you to choose. So that would be our initial list of values recording. And we're going to show how to do that and how we create a web search from that. The web search that's being created returns a list, and so it doesn't really matter from web service perspective if it's a table, if it's a list of values, or if it's a drop down. All of them are just a list for the web service. So let's do that. Operations, welcome, and now let's log in. Now, the main difference between recording drop-down, a list of values, and table is that in list of values, you don't have to do page down. We get the entire data. So we just got here to organizations. Let's click on stop and save and continue. So we'll have we will be able to continue recording the web service, and we'll see here the username and password for the input parameters, and the output parameters is empty in this case. It means that in the FMB they didn't give a name to that table, to that list of values. So we can use the label of the table, the name of the window, in order to get it as output parameters. So in this case, it's organization. Let's enter here organizations and mark it as multi-record and save it. And we'll get it as a list later on. Let's create a service. And the other thing that's important in list of values in recordings is when I click on find, when I can select, I can either select the organization here as a numerator. When I just click on it, the recording, it would show as an enum, as a number. It's an index, the first or the second or the third from top. But we would prefer to have a name. It would be easier for the users to understand that, and it would be easier for us to develop it in the future. And if they generate different list of different values in different for different users. So we just prefer to enter here V1, that would be the organization that I want to choose, and click on find, and that would look for that organization and go to it directly, and that would be the best solution. So let's stop this recording and test those two recordings that I have created. Let's do save and exit. We can let's say select organization. That would be the name of the second web service. Save and exit. Okay. So here the input would be V1 in organizations, and we didn't mark any output parameters, so there won't be any output parameters in this case. Let's create that service, and we have the previous one of the login. Let's click on test, and when we test it, we will perform login. The list of values would pop up, and here we should see the entire list of values as a list. So let's wait a bit. You can see here the entire list of values. You can see here the status bar messages. We can see that there were 46 items in the list, but here we'll see only the first 20 because that's the default defined in the web service. So let's test it again with 50. That would give us the entire list of values. We can set it to be the default of the web service as 100, so we will always get the entire list of values. Now, for again, as I mentioned, web services purposes, it's a list the same as table. So there's no big difference between. There's no difference in web service perspective between list of values, drop down, and table.